Well, my name is Ron Luikart, and I was in the Navy from 1963 to 1967. And I was on an aircraft carrier, and my job was a flight deck director. And my job was to position and direct planes onto the ship's catapults so that they could be launched for their whatever missions they happened to be going on. Well, what motivated me was pretty much a sense of adventure. I wasn't a very good student, and after high school I went to college and didn't do very well there, so I didn't have very many options at the time. It was either that, work in a factory, or go back to the military. So I enlisted in the Navy in 1963, assigned to the aircraft carrier USS Independence, which was home ported in Norfolk, Virginia at the time. And so I went aboard there, and that she was my home till 1967. In 1965, we were ordered to go to Southeast Asia, to Vietnam, and so we transited the Atlantic, across the Indian Ocean, and off the coast of South Vietnam for a while, and then we were ordered north to the Tonkin Gulf, where our planes flew airstrikes in and around Hanoi and Haiphong Harbor in 1965. Well, I have to admit that during the military I was not a churchgoer. I had been to church as a young man, as a young boy, but in the military I didn't. But I do recall, if I can share this, an experience that was really an eye-opener to me at the time, and in fact still is. When you're on the flight deck, when bad things happen, they're usually very quick, unexpected, and usually catastrophic. And so that's what happened on this day. I was out on the flight deck, we were landing planes, and this one plane was coming in and everything seemed to be normal. And then when it landed, there's a set of arresting gear wires on the back of the ship that are hydraulically operated. They're large steel cables that the plane catches with the tail hook, and it stops the plane. Well, anyway, this one plane landed, and for some reason or other, it only got so much run out on the wire, and the wire broke. And it was so quick. And I thought about that often afterwards. And I guess the thing that I brought away from that is how quick our life is. I'm 73 now. And I look back on those years, and I was 19 once, and how quickly those years have gone. And I think about our own lives, how quickly they pass. And I think in the whole scheme of things, God is not concerned about the quantity of your life, because He knows what your life is and how long it's going to be. He's more concerned about the quality of our lives and what we do with the time that He gave to us. I'm sure those fellows in that plane, when they got up in the morning after their cup of coffee, never expected their day to end the way it did. And I think if they had a choice in the matter, they obviously would have chosen something else. But the point is, they didn't have a choice. It was their time. And I think that's what I've learned. Whenever my time comes, that will be it. The question is, what has the quality of my life been? And I think that's the question that God holds us accountable for. And so I often think about, how my day will end. And I think sometimes as people we need to be aware of that, how our day is going to go. And I think our churches probably should preach more of that from their pulpits, about the quality of life, not the quantity of it. God's concerned about the quality. And I guess from that incident, that's what I learned, how quickly life is, and how short a time you have to do something of quality with what God has given you. I don't know, no offense here, but what do you know at 18, 19, and 20? And life teaches you some tough things. It teaches some good things, but it teaches us some tough things as well. And I guess even after that event, I didn't think about it for a while, but today I can just picture that plane just as clearly today doing what it did. just as clearly as the day it happened. And I think from that whole military experience, the places I've been, that's what I bring away from it. Life is so quick, and you have to give it your best every day because God is concerned about the quality of it.